They didn't tell me. I saw how Igbos were dragged out, pied in Zaria. Pastor Ashimolowo condemns Nigeria's history of alleged genocide. The senior pastor of the Kingsway International Christian Center, KICC, Pastor Matthew Ashimolowo, has reignited the debate over whether Nigeria is witnessing a slow-burning genocide against Christians and minority communities. He drew his explanations from decades of violence, targeted buyings, land dispossession, and state inaction to argue that the evidence is too overwhelming to deny. Speaking with journalists, Pastor Ashimolowo, born in 1952 in Zaria and raised across Kaduna State, said his position was not shaped by media reports but by lived experience, beginning from the anti-Igbo massacres of the 1960s. They didn't tell me. I saw it. He said, recalling the Zaria riots where Igbo civilians were dragged from their homes and slaughtered simply for being Igbo. Wow. According to him, the pattern of targeted buyings that followed, religious riots, ethnic cleansing, campaigns, and systematic displacement fit squarely into the dictionary definition of genocide, a deliberate and systematic buying or persecutions of a large number of people from a particular group with the aim of destroying them. Breaking down what he described as a Hydra-headed national tragedy, Ashimolowo listed banditry, terrorism, Fulani militia invasion, kidnapping for ransom rings, land-grabbing militias, and religious extremists as overlapping drivers of widespread atrocities. According to him, failure by successive governments to confront these threats early allowed them to mutate, yes. Whatever issues was not dealt with, it becomes a snake with 5 heads. Or more, it keeps increasing, yes, that's what it does. He cited episodes across decades, the Maita Sign uprising of the 1980s, which openly preached the buying of unbelievers, the Zango Katav massacres, where he said 23,000 people from southern Kaduna, 99% Christians, were hacked like animals because someone wanted their land, you can imagine. The Kano riots against Reinhard Bonke, where Christian worshippers were beheaded for attending a crusade, can you imagine? Deborah Samuel lynching, yes, we cannot forget that one, which he said exposed the justice system twisted by religious bias after 52 lawyers showed up to defend the people that pied this Deborah girl. The brutal murder of Evangelist Eunice in Kubwa, Abuja, while preaching at dawn. Ongoing Fulani militia attacks in Benue, Plateau, southern Kaduna and Taraba, where targeted communities are pied, chased out and immediately replaced. One of Ashimolowo's most explosive claims came when he referenced former Central Bank Deputy Governor Dr. Obadiah Mailafaya, who had alleged that security forces repeatedly failed to intervene while thousands were pied in southern Kaduna. And that mysterious helicopters were supplying attackers, you can imagine. That is what they do now. In fact, now they've even showed us what is it called? Buses, like all these armored tank. They've just brought it to them. Okay, how did it get to Nigeria? Did that thing not cross the border? Who is supplying it to them? These people have ammunitions that our police officers, our soldiers will never even dream of. Where are they getting it? How is it getting into the country? Who is sponsoring them? You see, mysterious helicopters are supplying them. Is that not the plan of genocide? He asked. He challenged officials, religious leaders, and skeptics to confront the skill of the plans rather than hide behind political correctness or fear. Pointing to Boko Haram's abduction of 276 Chibok girls, all Christians, Ashimolowo listed 6 crimes: rape, trafficking, forced conversion, child marriage, violent assault, and murder. He condemned the controversial de-radicalization program that saw purported ex-fighters reintegrated into the military. How can a man who raped children, pied, trafficked, and forced conversions now qualify to defend the nation? Ask me. Who forgave them? Where were they forgiven? Which courts? Where is the fruit of repentance if there is no genocide? Explain these minds now. Ashimolowo added that Nigeria could not continue denying the obvious. Exactly. We cannot say there is no genocide, but if you insist, answer my questions. We cannot say there is no religious intolerance. If you insist, explain the minds. He added. Exactly. Explain it. Explain it. Mohammed says, I'm sure you are not referring to the Zaria that we know. Igbos constitute significant part of Zaria's social structure. And Igboma once contested an election for the office of the local government chairman. Were you born in the 60s, Mohammed, that you are talking? He said in the 60s. Were you born then? Go and sit down. Finan says, he who joins hand to break another man's wall should remember that the flood does not choose whose house to enter first. Anthony says, it is very clear from the comments that people are too young to know the challenges faced by Southerners in Zaria from the 60s to 80s. I left Zaria in 1992, have vivid memories of religious riots in the early 80s and late 80s in Zaria. Then the Zangon Kataf massacre in the 90s in Kaduna, so I concur with Pastor Ashimolowo. Yes. Even now, this movie that just came outside by Daniel Etimefyong, they're already shouting. They're already saying, oh, they should ban Netflix. They should ban the movie because the movie is exposing them. And this guy that even wrote the movie, that produced the movie, this guy has also lived in Kaduna. So he saw all of these things firsthand. This kidnapping thing is out there. It is our reality right now. And they are showing people and they are saying that they should ban it. They should remove the movie. We remove what? People know what is going on, but you keep hiding it. You keep pretending as if nothing is happening. I don't understand. As Ndu Bena says, to be an Igbo man comes with a lot of consequences. Nkirika says, I thought he had resigned as a pastor. If he has resigned as a pastor, does that mean he should not talk? Or that he doesn't know what he's saying? I beg, Wisdom says, dear Igbos in Nigeria, remain strong, unshaken, immovable. Your good morning is around the corner, at the door already. I pray. Igbodo says, but many pastors said there wasn't anything like genocide. Thanks for speaking out. Uche says, difference is that there was no phones then. The mine has been there. Exactly, it has been there. It has been happening since. Akabogo says, I once stayed in Kano. I saw things myself. If people come outside to say the things that they've seen, Drake Simeon says, I'm still based in Zaria and as of today, Igbos and 96% of Christians live far away from Abokis. Why? So we can fight and defend ourselves in case of an attack. It is well. Kennedy says, the greatest mistake they made is that they did not buy all of us during the Biafra genocide, and they must understand that our heart will not be broken and our spirit is strong and we will defeat all our enemies. God will help you people. Holly says, I schooled there so I can relate with this pain. Engineer AJ says, God is with the Igbos as is with the Israel. Thank God I am Igbo. Good. As Jury says, I'm beginning to love the Igbos more. Now realize the devil, they always fight. Exactly. There's something about those people. So, cause why is the attack so much? Why is the hatred so much? Why don't you want to give them what they want? You don't like them. You don't want to let them go. Why? Kingsley says, you are correct, and my late dad was in Zaria then, and he vowed not to visit the north again. You can imagine the trauma they must have gone through. It is well, my listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.